ever feel like society's always trying to like put love in a box, telling us how relationships should be, who we should love. Like there's a right way to do it. Well, today we're kind of throwing that rule book out the window. We're going to be exploring love that goes way beyond those little boxes.
I like it.
And to do that, we're going to deep dive into TATANKA.
Oh, nice.
It's a website that kind of combines music and mission. And
okay.
Yeah, we're focusing on a specific article and personal story that they shared about, challenging gender norms and finding love in some pretty unexpected places.
Yeah. TATANKA is a really fascinating platform. I mean, they use music to like elevate these personal stories and make them even more impactful.
Totally.
They explore a lot of cultural themes, but this one we're looking at today is it's really powerful.
It is. So the article starts by like critiquing those societal norms we were just talking about.
Okay.
You know how we tend to link love to very specific gender roles and heterosexuality?
Right.
Like those are the only acceptable ways to experience love.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the article's saying that that's way too limited. It's like that limited view actually stops us from seeing what love really is.
Yeah. And what's really cool is the article doesn't just criticize it, also offers a different way to look at it.
I like that.
Like it talks about love as this like universal language that goes beyond gender entirely.
I like that.
Think about it. We can connect with people like on a deep emotional level no matter what their gender is.
Exactly.
Right. It's about shared values and understanding and that feeling of really seeing another person for who they are.
It's like the article saying, hey, what if we stop focusing on these external labels?
Yeah.
And just let ourselves experience connection and affection without all the baggage.
All the baggage, yeah.
And this leads us perfectly into the personal story on TATANKA.
Okay.
About 𝗧𝗔 and 𝗧𝗑.
Cool.
𝗧𝗔 is a transgender woman, and the story is about her relationship with 𝗧𝗑, who's a man who challenges those very norms that the article's critiquing.
Right. And the way the story's structured is like it just grabs your attention right away. Starts with this incredible connection between 𝗧𝗔 and 𝗧𝗑. They're clicking like on all cylinders. You can sense this strong mutual attraction.
Totally.
But there's this underlying tension because 𝗧𝗔 is holding back this huge part of herself.
Yeah.
She's terrified to tell 𝗧𝗑 about her past.
It's like she's built this wall around her heart, right?
Yeah.
Like if he knew the truth about her, everything would just crumble.
Totally.
I think we've all had those moments where we're scared to be vulnerable, especially when it comes to love.
Absolutely. And the story doesn't shy away from those raw emotions at all.
Yeah.
We see 𝗧𝗔 like grappling with the weight of her secret, agonizing for weeks over whether to reveal her past to 𝗧𝗑.
Totally.
It really highlights that inner conflict so many people face when society's telling them to hide parts of themselves.
You can almost feel the tension building as she finally decides to take the leap and tell 𝗧𝗑 everything.
Yeah.
And the story describes it so vividly, she just lays it all out there. Her past, her struggles, her journey to becoming the woman she is today.
Wow.
But then, this is the part that left me stunned.
Okay.
She cuts off all contact with 𝗧𝗑.
Whoa. What happened?
I know, right?
What made her run?
It's such a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
The story doesn't explicitly say, but you can feel that like overwhelming fear that drove her to make that decision.
It really makes you think about self-sabotage in relationships, right?
Totally.
Sometimes even when we want connection so badly, our own fears can make us push away the very thing that we want most.
It's like that saying, we often hurt the ones we love the most.
Oh, yeah.
But this is where 𝗧𝗑's response gets really interesting.
Okay.
It says a lot about the kind of love he has for 𝗧𝗔.
Right.
Weeks go by no contact. She's convinced she's lost him for good.
Oh.
But then, out of the blue, she gets a message from him.
He reached out.
He did. He hasn't given up on her, and he's been patiently waiting.
This is huge.
I know, right?
This really challenges that whole like pursuer distancer thing you see in so many relationships. 𝗧𝗑 could have moved on or like bombarded her with messages demanding an explanation.
Right.
But he doesn't. He chooses to give her space. Let her come back when she's ready.
And just that act of waiting speaks volumes about how deep his love is.
It really does.
He's not demanding or judgmental. He's just there.
Yeah.
It's like he's saying, I see you, I accept you, and I'll be here when you're ready.
And what's so powerful is that Theo's acceptance isn't passive.
Right.
It's not just about tolerating her past.
Yeah.
It's about actively embracing her for who she is.
Exactly.
Like understanding that her journey is a part of her and something to celebrate, not to, like, shy away from.
And how does 𝗧𝗧 respond?
Yeah, what happens?
She's ready. She takes another leap of faith.
Good for her.
Chooses to trust him with her heart again.
I love that.
And this is where their story takes an even more powerful turn, because it goes beyond just romantic love.
Okay.
It goes into like shared purpose and creative collaboration.
Interesting.
They had this dream they'd put on hold, a project to use art, music, and storytelling to connect people from different walks of life.
Oh, cool.
And now they decide to revive that dream together.
Their collaboration becomes a symbol of their rekindled bond.
Yeah.
Like a testament to the healing power of shared passions. It's like they're saying our love is strong enough to not only weather this storm, but to create something beautiful from it.
Exactly.
And this is where TATANKA's musical element really shines, you know?
I know, right?
You can imagine their soundtrack evolving alongside their relationship.
Oh, totally. Like maybe there's this soulful ballad playing as they reconnect.
Oh, I love that.
Something with lyrics about overcoming obstacles and finding strength in each other. And then as their project starts to take shape, the music shifts. Something more upbeat, maybe even a little defiant, you know, reflecting their determination to make a difference in the world.
That's the genius of TATANKA. They're not just telling stories, they're creating whole worlds of experience through music.
Yes.
But before we get too lost in the music, let's get back to 𝗧𝗧 and Theo.
Okay, so they're pouring their hearts and souls into this project.
Yeah.
Working side by side, supporting each other every step of the way. And through it all, Theo never wavers in his acceptance of 𝗧𝗧.
Wow.
He never questions her identity or makes her feel like she needs to explain herself.
That's incredible.
He just loves her for who she is, past, present, and future.
This unconditional acceptance is like a key takeaway from their story. It shows us that true love is about seeing beyond labels and embracing the whole person.
Totally.
It's about recognizing that everyone has a past, everyone has struggles, and those experiences make us who we are.
It's like Theo saying, I don't just love the parts of you that are easy to love. I love all of you.
Yeah.
Even the parts that you yourself might struggle to accept.
That's powerful.
And that kind of love, it changes you.
It does.
Right? It helps us heal and grow and become the best versions of ourselves.
It creates a safe space for vulnerability and authenticity, which are like essential
Totally.
for any truly fulfilling relationship.
And as they work on this project, their love just keeps getting deeper, stronger than it was before.
Wow.
Because now it's not just about their connection as a couple.
Right.
It's about their shared passion for making a difference in the world.
Their story shows that love can not only survive challenges, but it can come out even stronger. It shows that when we choose to face those challenges head on, you know, with honesty and vulnerability, we create the opportunity for like profound growth and transformation, both as individuals and as a couple.
And the best part, their project is a huge success. It connects with people from all walks of life.
That's amazing.
It breaks down barriers in ways they never imagined.
I love that.
But most importantly, their love wins. They prove that love can truly go beyond any boundary.
Their story is such a beacon of hope, you know? It shows that love can thrive in the face of societal norms and personal challenges.
It does.
It reminds us that love is this powerful force for good. It can heal wounds and bridge divides and inspire us to create a more just and compassionate world.
So what does all of this mean for you? What resonated with you the most in 𝗧𝗧 and Theo's story?
It's a story packed with lessons about love, acceptance, vulnerability, the power of shared purpose.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it makes you think about how we can create a world where everyone feels free to express love authentically without fear of judgment or rejection.
It's a powerful question.
It is.
And one that challenges us to look at our own beliefs and biases. Makes you think about how often we might be like putting limitations on love without even realizing it.
Right.
Are we holding on to those rule book ideas without questioning where they came from or if they're even true?
It's easy to internalize those societal messages, those assumptions about what a normal relationship should look like.
Yeah.
But 𝗧𝗧 and Theo's story really reminds us that love can be so much bigger than that.
Totally.
It's about connection, acceptance, and understanding, no matter how those things show up.
And one thing that really stuck with me was the power of communication.
Oh,
In
yeah.
their story. You know, 𝗧𝗔 could have kept her past a secret,
Right.
but she chose to be honest with Theo,
Yeah.
even though it was really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, that vulnerability was what helped them grow,
Yeah.
both individually and as a couple.
It's like that honesty just opened the door to a deeper level of intimacy.
Totally.
It let Theo show how deep his acceptance and love went. And it let 𝗧𝗔 be seen and embraced for who she is.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that revealing everything is always the right answer.
Right.
But it shows how important authenticity is for building trust and connection.
I think their story also shows that communication isn't just a one-time thing.
No, definitely not.
It's about having an ongoing dialogue
Yeah.
where both partners feel safe to share their thoughts and feelings and needs throughout the whole relationship.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that relationships are dynamic.
Yeah.
What works at one point might need to be adjusted or renegotiated as both partners grow and change.
Exactly.
And that takes open and honest communication.
Right.
The willingness to listen to each other, to really hear each other's perspectives, and to work together to find solutions that work for both people.
And sometimes that communication means having tough conversations.
Oh, for sure.
You know, addressing the things that might be causing tension or discomfort.
It's about being brave enough to speak up.
Even when it feels scary.
Right.
And making a space where both people feel heard and respected.
It's about shifting from that me versus you mentality to a we mentality, where you're facing challenges as a team and you're committed to figuring things out together.
It takes a willingness to let go of the need to be right all the time and focus on understanding and empathy instead.
Because at the end of the day, it's through that open and honest communication that we can deal with challenges, deepen our connection, and create a relationship that really fulfills both partners.
That brings us back to the idea that love can go beyond boundaries.
Totally.
𝗧𝗔 and Theo's story is like a perfect example of what can happen when we challenge those societal norms and embrace all the different ways people experience life.
It shows that love can bloom in the most unexpected places. And sometimes those differences that society might see as obstacles
can actually be the things that make a relationship stronger and richer.
It's like those differences give us chances to grow and learn, expand how we understand ourselves and the world around us.
I like that.
That's what makes this story so inspiring. It makes us question all those ideas about what love should look like and be open to a world of possibilities.
Now, before we finish up our deep dive, I want to touch on something else that TATANKA is all about. Music.
Oh, right.
Remember, this website isn't just about sharing stories. It's about mixing those stories with amazing music from all over the world.
Yeah, it's like they're creating this multi-sensory experience that lets you connect with the emotions and ideas in the stories on a whole other level.
And they feature such a diverse range of artists and genres.
It's true. It's like a musical treasure chest waiting to be opened.
I love that.
They have everything from those soulful ballads that capture how raw human emotion can be to those upbeat anthems that celebrate resilience and love winning over hardship.
It's a fantastic platform for artists who might not have a voice otherwise.
Totally.
And it gives listeners a chance to expand their musical horizons. And maybe discover their next favorite song.
I love that.
So I definitely encourage you to check out their website and explore the music they have. You might just find the perfect soundtrack for your own journey.
Oh, I like that.
Of exploring love beyond boundaries.
It's a great way to keep the conversation going, to explore all the possibilities of love and expression through music.
And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into love beyond boundaries. But the conversation doesn't have to stop here. As you go about your day, we want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question.
Ooh, I like it.
If love truly has no boundaries, what can you do to create a more loving and accepting world for yourself and for others?
That's a good one.
It's a question we're thinking about. It all starts with us, right? Like if we want a world where love is celebrated no matter what, we got to start by challenging those old norms and embracing love in all its different forms in our own lives.
It's about recognizing that love doesn't fit in these neat little boxes. It's fluid, it's diverse, it's messy sometimes, and it's always changing.
Totally.
If we try to force it into one mold, we're missing out on how rich and complex love can really be.
Absolutely. And that starts with being willing to look at our own assumptions about love and relationships.
Yeah.
Like, where did those assumptions come from?
Right.
Are they helping us? Or are they stopping us from having deeper, more authentic connections?
Sometimes those assumptions are so deep down we don't even know they're there.
Yeah.
But it's worth taking the time to think about what we believe and ask ourselves, is this really true?
Right.
Or is this just something someone told me, something I accepted without even thinking about it?
It's like those assumptions become these invisible walls that block us from seeing the whole range of human connection.
Totally.
And once we start to question those assumptions, we can start breaking down those walls in our own lives.
And that's where the real work starts, in how we interact with other people every day.
Yeah.
It's about choosing to be more accepting, more understanding, more compassionate, even when we come across something that challenges our ideas.
It's about listening to other people's stories with an open heart and an open mind.
Yeah.
Trying to see the world from their perspective, even if it's different from our own.
And it's about speaking out against injustice and discrimination whenever we see it. Staying silent can make you part of the problem.
Right.
So using our voices to fight for a more inclusive and equal world is so important.
Because making a more loving world isn't just about our personal relationships.
No, it's not.
It's about working towards a society where everyone feels safe, respected, and celebrated for who they are. It's about taking apart systems of oppression and creating a world where love really is a universal language that connects us all no matter our differences.
And that takes all of us working together.
Yeah.
It's not about waiting for someone else to make the first move.
Right.
It's about each of us taking responsibility for how we act, how we treat others, how we contribute to the world around us.
It's about realizing that even small acts of kindness, compassion, understanding, they can make a difference.
They can.
Those little moments can spread out and create a more loving and accepting world.
Absolutely.
One interaction at a time.
And remember, change doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
There will be challenges and setbacks, but it's important to keep going, to keep believing in love's power to change individuals, communities, and the world.
So keep that question in mind as you go about your day. What can you do in your own way to create a more loving and accepting world?
Even small actions can have a big impact.
Love is a powerful force.
It is.
And it has the power to change the world.
I believe that.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into love beyond boundaries. We hope this conversation has given you some new things to think about. And inspired you to embrace love in all its beautiful, messy, complicated, and always evolving forms.
I think it has.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep loving